Jr. got a big win over Derek Cuevas. Put on him and Boots, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be the name. They attach to each other till they fight. Daddy say if after Boots beats the Ennis, he don't fight, they fight. And Boots, if he fights T.O. and they don't fight them, Brian Norman Jr., then it's a duck. Most people say, well, y'all ducked the original offer more than y'all ever made. I mean, in my opinion, I understand it. He did end up having a hand injury, so the fight would have been put off or pushed back. 2, he just got the title, you know, and you know he probably want to let the kid make a title defense too. But his daddy did enter negotiations, and in those negotiations, he didn't negotiate in good faith because they kept moving that number around. That's what people say. They didn't negotiate with good faith. He kept moving that number around. Kind of indicated they really never wanted to fight. My thing is this. I'm a champion or title holder. Boots a title, female title holder. Why do I got to come to Philly? Why I can't be somewhere neutral? Come on. Why I can't be in Vegas, Texas, California? Now, why do I gotta, you know, come from the bottom of the United States up to the Northeast? To me, it made no sense. It made 0 sense. It made 0 sense. But, you know, just kind of looking at the fight, the more we kind of learn about Brian Norman, they working on patience, they working that lead hand. You know, feinting and throwing the left hook. Sound like his son is starting to slow down. He's only 23. Listen, be patient, place the shots a lot better. And I think it was Kim Budd in the live chat was saying, well, Norman got hurt 2 or 3 times. No, he didn't get hurt 2 or 3 times in that fight. In that first round, he hit him with a good right hand. Norman wasn't hurt. Like, you know, these dudes be extremists of fighters. I'm no extremist for none of these dudes. They really be, instead of them getting in the ring and fighting, they really be hoping that the person that people want to see they fight, they hope they lose so they fight or don't have to fight them. That's been a thing in boxing this generation. They be hoping that, like Tank and Shakur, for example, they be helping Shakur get upset or Shakur get dropped or exposed, so it make it look like Tank won, or it be easy work for Tank. Boxing don't work like that. I done seen fights where guys get knocked out by guys who can't punch. You know what I'm saying? And then they fight a guy that can punch and they go the distance or they get a big victory. I mean, you have off nights. Every camp ain't perfect. You got stresses. You got, you know, money stresses. You got, you know, your body's maturing. While you trying to suck out the nutrients, your body is still maturing. All the way, I mean, your body continues to mature until you in the dirt. So your body just might be on the uptick. You might start to get your man strength, and that pretty much means your bones become more dense. That's where you get your man strength from. Your bones start to become more dense as you get older. And that's why I say most of those bodybuilders hit their prime in their late 30s, early 40s. You know? So as you're trying to make way for camp, and you're maturing, your body's maturing, of course you probably can outgrow a weight class like that. It ain't always a tribute to being lazy. Your body's mature. I know around like my late 20s, my body started to change. My body didn't break down food like it used to. Some of the things I was able to do and wake up and do like that, like hell no, I couldn't do it no more. You know, in the late 30s, your body started doing that too. And anywhere between that late 20 mark to that early 40s mark, that's a maturity change. It's a change coming in there too. That's when a lot of people start getting diagnosed with, you know, sicknesses, especially non-hereditary sicknesses. That's when your health start going off the rockers. That your 30 mark, that's when your health start making some changes. You know, you in the 30s, you make a little bit more money, you party a little bit more. That's why I say, make sure you in that gym. You know, lifting that weight and running, and you should run once or twice a week or something like that. That has taken that off. But most of you see get high blood pressure, stuff like that. That could lead more serious stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what happens. But I think it'll be a good fight. I think what it's looking like is Norman got something that Boots don't got. Durability. I ain't gonna say he don't. Durability, toughness, ruggedness. He'll outwork you and outwheel you with Boots. Boots is a, you know, flashy guy, touch you. In sparring, he's a fucking warrior. But when you watch him on tape, he ain't that same warrior. He not really like doing what he supposed to, like he doing sparring. He doing sparring, but he's still early in his career. He's about 4 or 5 years older than Norman. But I think how I'm looking at that fight going, if Norman try to box with Boots right now, he gonna get embarrassed and clipped. But if Norman got a plan to take Boots into deep waters and press the attack and make it into a fight, he got a chance. And I think with Norman, one thing they got to continue to work on with him is his jab. They gotta continue that jab. You know, while fighting a guy like Boots, that's the key. That jab. That jab is the ultimate key. If he can master that jab, he'll be alright. Go to Boots' body, all that shit. So right now you would naturally favor Boots. He's older, mature, fighting a better competition when he fights Ennis. You know what I'm saying? But we just know more about Boots. You know, Norman just made his first title defense. So we need more. I don't know if Jin Saki is going to prove anything, beating on Jin Saki. But if he can get Jin Saki by the end of May or the beginning of June, that would mean something to me because he's active. And if he, you know, don't suffer no real damage versus Jin Saki, and his hand and everything is good, I would say early June, he should be coming back by early September, mid-September. They should keep that young man working. They should keep that young man working. He needs to rep. At 23 years old, he just needs to continue to rep it. But if I had to favor somebody right now, it'd be Boots. But that could be changed when you watch the Ennis fight. I don't really look forward to that fight being about shit. Honestly. I don't hold Ennis in high regards. He an email champion, Boots email champion. So the first time in history it looked like I know of 2 email champions fighting in a unification bout. Ain't that wild? So I don't really hold them in highest regards. I mean, Ennis in the highest regards. I seen Thomas Delore may outpoint him pretty much easily. So, but Boots and Norman, I think Top Rank should just have Norman back in the ring, just keep him active. Get him to he's starting to understand that he's not sparring. You can't bulldoze and you can't fight everybody. And to be honest, you can't box everybody. You know what I'm saying? Fulton is a great example. Fulton can't box everybody, he'll fight you. He'll brawl you. And his father turned him into a well-rounded fighter. Using his jab distance, using his feints, boxing on the outside. We know he can go walk you down. We know he can play possum on the ropes and slip and give it to you. But closing that gap, we know he can do it. But from the outside and from that pocket range be his next maturity, can he operate? If he's gonna move up and weight, he's gonna have to learn how to box. It's always good to know how to fight. But it's always better to know how to box. But it's always great to know both. In some fights you might get knocked down. You might lose a few rounds early and you need to wake up. you know. And then all of a sudden, you might, it might be a close fight. Now you got to fight him. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, right now I favor Boots. Boots fight pretty soon. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of this fight because I just don't hold stay on this into high regards. This is continue to tell me nothing about Boots and how I see it. It's like the Avena fight, whatever, Avila fight. Them motherfuckers the same dudes. Leone's just a tough cookie. That's it. He's a tough, basic guy. I expect Boots to have his best performance in this fight. So, thumbs up, tailor-made for Boots. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Get all notifications, push the chance and notifications. Live drop video. Hit the link in the description. Join the Patreon, follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.